Yeah.
Hello, this is Mike Lanier from carshownationals.com. Let's Roll podcast with my co-host Jeff Thisted,
Hey,
and
guys.
we're with Bryan Dagel from the
Hello.
International RATical. Can you say it? Because I get all messed up.
It's
on that.
RATical, not radical. It's RATical. The RATical drive off.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you guys have been doing this for how many years now, Bryan?
We're starting our 5th year.
Starting the 5th year. And tell the viewers at home about the RATical drive off, please.
Where do you want to start? You want to start in the beginning, or you want to just
Heck
start?
yeah, man. Start at the beginning, the genesis. Because
Right.
from what I've heard, that you're the guy who started this whole rat rod craze. Is that true?
I had my fingers in on it. 2000. Well, I've been in the cars 26 years. This is what I've been doing full time. It's 26 years. 2010, I hooked up with Rat Rod magazine. I bumped into them. 2011, I built the very first car for them, the very first Rat Rod tour vehicle. And I took off down the very first Rat Rod build-off, or very first Rat Rod tour to Lebanon, Tennessee, down to the Redneck Rumble. And then back. That was one car solo.
How many miles was that?
Kentucky, got to be what, 1,200?
Oh,
Ish.
nice. Nice.
It was a good cruise.
And rat rod, just curious, is there air conditioning in this rat rod? Disc brakes?
No. There was
No,
disc
okay.
brakes.
No,
This
okay.
is, the very first build was a 1930 DeSoto four-door sedan that we shortened up into an extended cab pickup cab.
You have a picture of it?
Pardon?
Have you got a picture of it?
Not on tap right here, no.
All right. You can get one to Mike so we can put it up, though, right?
Oh, yeah, sure, can.
All right, cool. Thanks.
30 DeSoto cab, 60 Ford Fury station wagon quarter panels with the big fins. That was the pickup box. 36 Hudson Terraplane grill and headlights. It was pretty unique, all slapped on top of an S10 extended cab chassis. So it was a true rat rod. It rolled in at about $2,000, when we were said and done.
Nice. And completely agnostic. You got parts from everything.
Oh, yeah, we robbed parts from everywhere. Next one was 2012. I built a 37 Chevy panel truck for the magazine. That was more user-friendly. We could use it to haul parts and stuff in. That one, we did the second tour. You can go on YouTube, 4,000 Miles of Rust. We did a documentary on the trip out. That was, 4,000 miles round trip. We boogied all the way to Las Vegas, met with Steve Darnell before Steve Darnell was anybody. He was just a rat rodder out of Vegas. We had Ratpalooza out at Lake Las Vegas, had a big show. That went over big.
I love the name, Ratpalooza.
Next one I did would have been Roxy. Would have been a 37 Lincoln Zephyr four-door sedan. We got it out of Iowa. It was out of a pig farm. The back half was rotted off. So I took a back half of a 47 Ford pickup. I lobbed that sedan in half, and I grafted in the back of the pickup cab. So I made a Zephyr pickup cab. And I got a hold of a 57 Chevy two-door handyman wagon, station wagon, cut the quarters off of that. So we made the pickup box out of that. It was the first ever Zephyr Bel Air that I've ever known of.
Oh, well, that's not a Bel Air. It's a 210. The Handymans are 210s, not Bel Airs. But anyways, I'm just being a jerk.
Well, it was a two-door wagon, but it had the Bel Air grips on it. So I don't know the original or whatever, but
not if it's a handyman.
That went to Cajun Nationals down south. That was another big long trip. 2015, I built the last one for the magazine, a 35 Chevy. This was really nice. This was Edelbrock stepped up, tri-power, small block, modular frame, very nice. We fit in rather well at SEMA. We landed right next to the shell stage. You could step off the shell stage, and there we were right in front of the doors going into SEMA. So we got to traffic up to Wazoo. Gave out 5,000 magazines for Rat Rod magazine. Landed a little bit of sponsorship. Some people wanted to advertise with the mag. Came back. Was going to produce a video, talk to the editor with the magazine to get the advertisement going for the magazine and to keep Rat Rod alive. Well, it was kind of they didn't want the magazine to get thick. They wanted to keep it true to the scene. They didn't want to advertise. They wanted to keep it streamlined. Well, here we are now, 2020, and there is no more Rat Rod magazine. It couldn't survive without the advertisement cost. I made the decision then in 2015 to leave the magazine. I sold my 20% of the mag, and I chased this RATical scene because I'd met so many people all over the country when I was traveling that were really, really exceptional builders, except they were just from small town nowhere, and nobody really ever got to know them. They'd go to the local World of Wheels or something like that, and they get local, little local flair there. But we're trying to bring these guys, or we are bringing the guys out now. This is their 5th year, so we're bringing them out. We're giving them 9 months to build. We all meet in Lincoln, Nebraska, 2 weeks before SEMA. We drive out, do a 4-day push, 1,500 miles. We do 350, 400 miles a day.
All these builders, there's 20, how many?
This year, 23.
So 23 builders from all across. This is the first year it's not international, or there aren't international builders, but all these builders from across the country converge on Lincoln, Nebraska.
Yep.
Okay. Do they? I'm guessing they trailer them in so they don't beat the cars up.
Some of them trailer them in. A lot of them drive them in just to get the bug.
Okay. So from Lincoln, Nebraska, and then you get. Is it because Lincoln's kind of the center of the country?
Yep, it works out rather well. And we do a pre-party at Speedway Motors.
Oh, love it. They're great.
The museum, that's a good spot to start an event. So they've been really gracious to us and gave us all pizza last.
Yeah, they're great fantastic. People. Yeah. So then you guys drive out from Lincoln, Nebraska, and you've done this 5 years. Or this will be the 5th year from Nebraska out to SEMA in Vegas.
Yep.
Very cool.
Very cool. You get 23 people. Well, last year we had 14 on the road. You get 14 people rolling on the road. We have a support vehicle. We got a sponsor with a brand new Nissan van. We got all the logos from all the sponsors on that van, and all the build-out vehicles stay ahead of that. My buddy Jeremy Rosenkrantz run with his Mustang. He had a Fox body Mustang that he run the whole pack with. And middle of Kansas this year, we're in a 2-lane. We're rolling pretty good, and Jeremy's up front, and it's on a low, and he goes up the hill, and I'm watching, and 2 Lamborghinis get off or are coming on the on-ramp, and they come up alongside our guys, and that's all we seen was taillights. They didn't let the Lambos by until about $140. We got off the freeway, got on some state highways, and was doing some cruising again, and it was about half an hour, and we get pulled over. We get a rattle on the CB radio first. Hey, are you guys traveling on the convoy going down south? We're like, well, yeah. Well, the state troopers are looking for you guys. We're like, huh? What? Why? We're mellow here cruising now. Well, lo and behold, state troopers came. Well, we got pulled over by the local cops first, and then they were really nice. They want to take pictures of the vehicles and all that. That's all they wanted to see. They wanted to know what we're up to. Well, state troopers came.
That's very nice and very cool, but that's kind of wrong. It gives you the scare, pulling you over so they can take pictures. Very cool, but
Well, then the state troopers show up. They weren't as friendly. He came with that flat bill hat, and he was telling Jeremy up front, because Jeremy was up front. He was first car. So he laid into Jeremy, and we're filming all this on the side. And we're like, well, why? We've been, we're not traveling fast. We're going 65 mile an hour and 65 mile an hour. I mean, there's 14 vehicles row. Well, it's from the interstate back there. We've had phone calls in of excessive speeds on the interstate of over 100 mile an hour. Well, chuckle. They'll run them up to $140 before they let the Lambos by. So it's always a great time. The drive off down, you don't know what's going to happen. Breakdowns happen on the road. We got to fix them on the road. Most of the time, the other teams all jump in. That one guy breaks down, everybody pools together, and they get that other guy going to make the push for the day. So it's the camaraderie and the teamwork all comes together. When we leave from Lincoln, Nebraska, and these guys are like, well, they're competition. We get to Vegas. These guys are best buddies.
They're family.
Yeah, it's a car scene. We all get together and have a good time and get along, trade secrets.
Yeah, it's like in the wintertime, I get to spend time with my real family in Colorado. But otherwise, it's like that's one of the I can't believe I get paid for doing this stuff. I get paid to travel around and see my car family across the country. So it's just and like on the Power Tour, it doesn't matter what you're driving. If it's a Hyundai, if it's a Lamborghini, if it's a Chevy or Ford, if you break down, someone's going to pull over and help you fix it.
Yep. Yeah, we've opened the doors on our event. Now, we were letting just about anybody, as long as you build it, you have the passion to build it and the passion to drive it. Because, you go to SEMA, there's a lot of nice stuff. But what's the percentage of what's been driven in?
Oh,
I mean, a handful. I can't, maybe
1%, 2%?
Maybe. A lot of them are pushed in, drive block and all that. I mean,
Did
No,
you
they're
see?
showing.
You were at SEMA last year, right?
Oh, yes.
Did you see that Packard? That guy, it was driven in. The rat rod pack. I don't know if it's a rat rod, but it's nicer. It's
Sean Puz, Florida. That was our winner for the RATical rod build-off last year. Sean Puz.
okay, as well it should be. We did a thing for Hot Rod Magazine for them. They let me sit in it. It is a beautiful car, and they drove it.
Started out as a sedan, made a coupe out of it. I mean, the suspension was a sleeper part on the whole car. A lot of people looked at it, but it had hydraulics. The suspension, no matter what height it was at, still had full ride. So he was
tell the people at home about it, because they told me all about it. And I don't remember a third of what the custom touches were on this car.
Well, everybody walked up to it. First thing you saw was a Hemi, blown Hemi motor. It was an LS. I think 3 people caught that. Everyone else, blown Hemi. Wow, that's impressive. It was the Chevy LS.
Love it. I forgot about that.
A lot of people thought it was a coupe, right out from a get-go, the coupe. Well, if you looked at the rear fenders were the front fenders just flip-flopped. And then they made the coupe section of the back themselves. The hydraulics, like I said, any ride height he wanted with full suspension yet. That's the first time I've seen that with a hydraulic setup.
And not air ride, old school hydraulics, not air ride.
And full suspension yet, all the travel, no matter what height he was at. Quick change rear end. I mean, this was over the top. Sean really did deserve to win. I mean, he knocked it out of the ballpark. He is a great representative for what we're doing. And then what he's doing this year is the Defender 1, another full-on hand-built truck. But he's running a...
Look at you. You got notes.
Well,
you got your notes. Tell us about it.
There's so many builders, I can't keep track of all these guys anymore. I mean,
love
they're so cool, over-the-top things. So I try to get all this on paper so I can remember everybody that's just blowing my mind, because every time I turn it on, I'm getting blown again. It's just like these guys keep bringing on these excellent ideas. Sean, a 525 LS crate motor, 704R, completely hand-built truck. I mean, the frame, everything. It's all the panels are hand-rolled aluminum. I mean, he's knocking it out of the park, and he's going to represent it. He set the bar high last year. This year, he really set it high.
How do you? Don't even know what to say now. It's like he's handcrafting aluminum panels for a rat rod. That don't make no sense.
No, it ain't a rat rod. It's a RATical rod.
RATical.
He was Badass Rat Rods. His company name was Badass Rat Rods. But he's right now one of one customs. He saw the light. I mean, he has the ability to build top quality stuff. So nothing against the rat rod scene. He's way above that. His bar is set so high now that, I mean, he builds really nice one-off stuff. That's why new companies, one of one customs.
Very cool.
And he's like coming back with a full-on hand-built vehicle again. I mean, you're talking, when you're building a full-on hand-built vehicle, proportions are everything. You guys know this. I mean, if it ain't proportioned right, it don't look right, it ain't going to be right. I mean, he's done the homework, he's done the renderings. I mean, he's thought this through, and he's going to set the bar even higher this year. So it'll be interesting to see what everybody else brings. Well, we have a lot of other guys. We had another hand-built car coming out of Minnesota. Let me see.
Like
Chris Walker? Chris Walker?
Nope. Chris Walker was in our event last year, but life got in the way. We all know that, he did go through a divorce, and some things just happen in life you can't control, and he lost a lot of his timeline. He lost his shop, lost his house, so he had to move. So the vehicle didn't get finished. Mickey Thompson had sponsored him. He wanted to bring it in, and they're like, here's pictures of where it's at. This thing needs to be finished. Mickey Thompson agreed that, wow, this is going to be a killer build, but the Hulkamino filled this gap. I mean, no problem. That thing, another ball out of the park. I mean, that was another killer build. So Chris Walker has no problem of building excellent stuff. It's just the timeline, and life got in the way. But this year, you watch out. He's not in the competition this year, but I did offer him, if he wants to drive down with us, just to drive it down, he's more than welcome to do it, because this 57 Chevy is another one that is just, it's a Hot Wheels build. I mean, you see the cartoons builds, the renderings of the cartoon style. That's the style it's built in. That's it seems like coming on the scene is this Hot Wheels style. You see the rendering, and it's all like it's going fast just sitting there, and they're literally building these cars to look like that. I mean, they're really knocking them out of the park. So
when do you drive so this year you're leaving what, October 26th for SEMA?
Is we leave October 26th. The pre-party's the 26th. We leave the 27th of the morning. Our first push is to Houston, Kansas, which I think the very first day is the longest push. Second day we roll out. We go to Route 66 Museum. We stop at the hotel, the casino. We spend a night there. We do Flagstaff the next day, and then we go into Vegas.
Oh, so you are down Route 40 for Route 66. That is, I'm going to put this on my calendar. If I got the good guys in Dallas, Fort Worth, I think a few weeks before that, and I'll be in Colorado. So maybe I'll drive from Colorado, meet you guys in Lincoln, and cruise out to SEMA with you. That'd be fun.
That'd be awesome. That would really be cool. We did extend the route a little bit. We decided when we hit Kingman last time, we dropped in the Golden Valley from Kingman and shout out to Hoover Dam. This year, we're going to go Route 66 further. We're going to go up to Oatman because a lot of these guys have driven on Route 66. When you get up by Oatman on that pass, all those switchbacks.
Don't forget to bring apples. Don't forget to bring apples for the mules.
Oh, yeah. Same with, I'm trying to tell all these guys too, when you're traveling that last little section of the Kingman into Oatman, that is one of the oldest sections of tar still there. So I make it a point that I stop and I grab tar chunks because face it, this is Route 60. This is the Mother Road. When are you going to get another chance to grab a piece of the Mother Road and bring home? I got it displayed in my shop. People think, what, you created a piece of tar? I'm like, that's the Mother Road. We travel on that.
The real deal. Yeah. I'm leaving on Monday, March 16th. I leave to head out to Good Guys in Scottsdale, and I'm starting at the Santa Monica Pier and taking every section of Route 66 that I can out to Flagstaff. I'm going to stop at Mary's Diner from Two-Lane Blacktop, and then I've got the Pine Motel from Easy Rider. So those are two stops I'm going to make also. But gotta love the Mother Road.
Oh yeah, all the way from when we get on 40 right in Tucumcari. You got to run through Tucumcari. Don't go on the freeway right away. Run through town.
Blue Swallow Motel, the Wigwam teepees. Oh, you got to. It's
Blue Swallow. We usually, if I spend a night at Tucumcari, I stop at the Blue Swallow. All the neons. It's the nicest beds I've ever slept in, ever, on the road.
Oh, really? They're comfortable.
Oh, man, they're those. You got to jump a trampoline to get up into them. They're so high up. They're foot and a half thick. Excellent beds. Nicest place I've ever stayed on the road. Oh, yes. No. I sent a picture of me in front of the Blue Swallow, actually.
Yeah. And then the TP Curios. Tucumcari, if you guys haven't been through Tucumcari, go out and drive it. It's phenomenal.
Well, it's the Mother Road. And any of those
you guys get off in Albuquerque, you have to take Central Avenue in Albuquerque. There's so many signs, and I mean, because that's Central Avenue and all through Albuquerque is at Route 66. It's gorgeous.
Usually we had pushed to Santa Rosa and spent the night, but we're going to push all the way to Route 66 Casino this year because that way everyone can stay in one area. Because otherwise we our place Santa Rosa, they all spread out from Best Western to Hotel 6 or whatever. This way here, Casino, we're all there. We can have a meal together, and that's day 3. So everyone will be, the talk will be, who broke what and who fixed what and how they're going to get there, if they're going to get there and all that. So like I said, by the time we get to the 4th day, the camaraderie is so high. You drink a few beers with everybody and had meals, ate, slept, and drove with everybody this far. It turns into a brotherhood. I mean, you'll meet people for the rest of your lives because of this experience you've enjoyed with the other guys. So pretty cool.
Very cool.
That's what cars are all about.
Oh. Yeah, driving cars is what that's what Gene told me right now. Gene just shook my hand. He says, "My God, you're driving your cars in the SEMA." He says, that isn't unheard of. He says, I'm so happy to see someone do an event like this and driving's involved. To see him back in the day, Gene, he was one of the guys, the key figures that made show cars, and they went into trailers. So us bringing this back, when he met us, he was just like, God, you guys are driving in. That is insane. So he actually helped us judge the very first year. Every year he gets his own staff shirt. He wears it proudly. He's a RATical Rod fan. So good to have Gene on your side. Every day is a school day with Gene.
He's a legend, an icon in the car world.
Yes.
Cool. Yeah, Joe Coddington mentioned that he's, they're the SEMA Hall of Fame, and he's actually not a SEMA member, but she's pushing to get him in the Hall of Fame because, he is one of the original customizers.
Pushing.
He should be in there.
pushing 93. He's 92, I think he's going 93.
Yeah.
And he's one tough bird, you know.
Remember, he's a hot rodding icon, a legend. I mean, a customizer. I mean, dude, he belongs in there if anybody does.
Yeah, I agree. And so did Joe. She's pushing for it.
Yeah.
So.
Who's
coming out? Who's coming out of Minnesota, Brian? I interrupted you.
Yeah,
So it wasn't Chris Walker.
Minnesota Outlaw Customs. They started with I do believe, 46 Studebaker cowl and windshield frame. That way they could start with a title for their build. And it's a full-on coach-built car, same thing, rolling out all their steel on the English wheel. They're doing it looks almost like a Bugatti. Looks like something Rick Jordan that.
And they started with a cowl and a windshield frame. That's it. Well, then they had that on top of a 77 Oldsmobile frame. That's their frame they're starting with. So they didn't do the hand, but they had so much time in the body. I'm sure that they figured, well, they'll start with a pre-made frame and just, I mean, they're going to have so many hours into that body.
That's crazy.
When you guys get to SEMA, are you all parked in one area? Together? Are you spread out across the show? How do the judges get to see all the cars?
You need to pull some strings for us and get us all together there. I talked to David Coker about this. It's happened one time before in the 90s when Corky Coker drove in with like 3 other guys or 4 other guys. They actually all got to park together. It has never happened since at SEMA. This group, they do, for some reason, I don't know why, it's SEMA's game, their ball game. So they do not want everyone parked together. I've asked numerous times, and they basically know it's never going to happen. David Coker even says, if you get everyone to park together, I'll give everybody rims. So I'm like, we need to get everyone parked together.
Wow, yeah.
Write out that good luck. It is never going to happen. So, SEMA's their own machine, their own monster, and we play by their rules, and I'm not going to rattle their cage. I'm so happy that, this event isn't affiliated with SEMA. This is our own event. We drive into Las Vegas. Once we hit Vegas, our drive-off is over. Then our builders go into SEMA to represent who got them into SEMA and represent everybody who gave them product. So we're not riding on their coattails, but I think we're helping SEMA, the manufacturers that attend SEMA, because these guys are looking at this vehicle. It just drove in 1,500 miles. My product is on there. What a proving ground. We are the proving grounds now. So if you got a new product that you want to put on the street, my guys will beat the crap out of it for 1,500 miles all the way to Las Vegas and stand there and then brag about your product because it didn't break. So we are the new proving grounds. And I believe this is going to light up big with the manufacturers. We've had cold case radiators. Bill step up this year. He's our first manufacturer to build a build for the RATical build-off, and he will drive it into SEMA 1,500 miles. But he's a manufacturer. So I believe that this will be like dominoes now, because you can display your product. You just drove in. It doesn't get any better than that. Stuart Wardner has stepped up this year. They gave gauges to everybody. If you're competing, free set of gauges. They see the value in this also, that they know that, this is going to take off big.
You know who that is? Is it Grand National Roadster? Cold Case. That's Cold Case Ken. He's the mannequin for that cold. If you ever party with him, watch out. Cold Case Ken can party.
Okay.
Oh, geez, yeah.
We tend to tip a few beers on the way down. So.
But you're talking about Bill Gazinski, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen his motor coach, his boss?
No. I just met him last year at SEMA, and then he contacted me about building. So.
He's got an interesting story. Ask him about his land speed racing. But he's got it's an 80-something Bluebird school bus, converted from the factory. Back in the day, it was almost $500,000. He got it for chump change. Inside, it's beautiful retro. It's this full-on retro motor coach. Ask him, the Ruby Pearl.
Really,
Bill's
very cool.
Good guy. Yeah, I love their radiators. So I'm glad they're on board. What other manufacturers are on board this?
Far as full manufacturers stepping up, they're more than happy to give our builders product. And I've been hammering on like Summit, all these big companies, because they supply so many different parts. I thought we're a perfect fit for them. So far, they've stepped up and sponsored our builders. But for me to land a main sponsor, been tough. It's been a tough sell. I just can't. Like I said, we're right at that verge right now. If we can land a main sponsor like Summit or Rock Auto or anybody that's big like that handles a lot of different parts.
Well, maybe Speedway Performance in Nebraska.
Knocked on their door. I've talked to Alana many times about that. Awards, they'll give us stuff for the awards. Again, for them to take this on as a main sponsor, so far no one has stepped up. I am looking for a main sponsor. There's someone out there that's got product that wants it tested, and they're willing to step up and put their name on this whole event because, I mean, we are the proving ground. This is going to be the new thing.
Yeah, hey, if there's any sponsors out there, Brian's right here. Hit him up.
You bet.
Yeah, so when the magazine shut down, the number was 198 companies lost their advertising. So 198 companies could sponsor this run.
Oh, yeah.
This run. So
wow.
So let's see it happen, people.
Yeah.
Yep.
109. That's amazing.
Yeah. Well, this is real life. I mean, we have a production company that has been filming us, and they've been fishing us hard too. I think they're having a hard time wrapping their heads around filming this.
Yeah. How do you get cameras to 23 different shops?
That's what the big discussion was that. So we decided to interview all the builders. And I thought someone would step up. Motor Trend, Discovery both have looked at us. I did the walk with them at SEMA, and I really thought that we had the hook set, but logistically, I don't think they're like, holy moly, this is, they've done big events before, but to get 23 different shops, I told them just pull the cream off the top, do the interviews, the guys that are real user-friendly on the camera, maybe they get a little more love, but cover this event. This needs to be covered. I mean, this is epic stuff. I mean,
yeah, very cool.
This happens. I mean, the traction is there. It's just we need that little bit more to push this over the top, and I have a feeling this year will be it. So
I could see the Discovery Channel or someone like that,
They came out and did the walk. That's what I was told, that the guys from East Coast, the guy and the gal came out, and I did the walk with them, and everything I showed them. We stopped at Sean's building to the rally booth last time. He about wet his pants. God, drove me in too. I mean, we're blown away. So the feedback that I got from them when the boots were on the ground at SEMA, everybody, Motor Trend and Discovery, both love this. But how corporate is up higher ups. I don't know what the recipes they use or what magic juju they do, but we didn't get the knockback or the callback. So we're looking. We're definitely looking.
Jeff, you'll just have to pull some strings. Yeah,
that's it. If I was the puppet master, I'd be pulling them. But yeah, I wear a leather jacket. I wear a t-shirt, not a suit. There's definitely something there. Especially with the driving part of it. The build, everybody loves a road trip, especially on Route 66 and Lincoln to SEMA in a bunch of RATical rods. One-off customs. I mean, super cool.
No, and our timeline isn't brutal. It's a 9-month build off. So I mean, you have plenty of time to do a quality build. I mean, so we're not cramming nothing through. The ergonomics of the event is user friendly. And as far as for the manufacturers, I mean, come on, a proving ground that goes into SEMA. I mean, it's a win-win. So it just needs to be put in front of the right people, and this will blow up. So, Jeff, pull some strings.
Yeah. You got it. You got it.
Some of the other teams, are they from all over the country then? Just
yes.
Quite a few different states.
Oh, man, we got it from all over this year. We do have, I should announce this, our 2018 World Championship, Tyler Turton, Team Zombie Body Shop out of Canada, Manitoba. I believe it's Manitoba. Yep. Manitoba. He didn't return. Everyone who wins gets the option of coming back the next year to defend. Well, he won, and he went back home, and reality TV followed him home. He shot his own pilot, and now they're fishing a pilot for him for his own show. So our winners, this event does open doors for these guys in these shops. You're getting seen at SEMA, and what you're bringing in the cream build and the upper echelon build. These reality TV people find you, and they will throw something your way. So right now they're fishing Tyler's build, his show, his pilot, but he is going to build for this year again. He's doing a 51 Mercury Roadster pickup. LS it, of course.
Of course.
460, all that fun stuff, all the good stuff. I seen this morning that he actually had posted a picture of a MG convertible top that he was going to try convert that Roadster into a working convertible topping. So,
Yeah. Wow. That's cool.
well, Cold Case Radiators, they stepped up. He's going to build a 72 Chevy or 72 Ford pickup, but he's doing a twin turbo Coyote motor. You're looking at what?
Oh,
700 horse
That's good.
in there, right in there. So,
Nice.
another sleeper bill, Reg Garnett out of Ontario, Canada. This is one to watch for too. He's doing a 36 Buick Century, LS twin turboed, but he's got a Porsche transaxle. It's a mid-motor car, which I don't.
Wow.
Maybe I wasn't even supposed to put that out there because he's been kind of quiet. But I just let that out, let the cat out of the bag of that. That's going to be a really good build.
that's super cool. At one of the Good Guys Delmar event a few years back on All American Sunday, a Porsche shows up. And I got like, buddy, I don't know what's going on. I say, go to the back. Wait, what? Go to the back. Go to the back. There's an LS3 in this Porsche. It's in a C4S, so it's an all-wheel drive Porsche. Transfer case is hooked up. It was like the little Cobra. It doesn't go. It doesn't stop. The thing just boogied. Super fast.
Sure.
But yeah. Porsche Transaxle. How nuts is that?
Yeah.
We've got a team, Steve Barger out of Son of Pink Customs. He's out of Kansas. They're reaching out there. They're doing a 49 Merc, but they're making a sedan delivery out of it.
I've seen that, pictures of that one.
Yeah. So now you're taking out one of the most iconic custom cars ever.
Yeah.
And you're putting a spoon in that sucker and you're stirring it up. Got balls this big to do it, because if you don't hit it out of the park, they're going to shun you. But if you do hit it out of the park, which looking at what they're doing, the build in progress right now, it's going out of the park.
Wait, it's a 49 Merc sled made into a station wagon?
Sedan delivery. They took a 50 Chevy sedan wagon and they cut the back off. They grafted it on and it looks sweet. Laid the windshield pillars back.
Where can I see pictures of this thing?
RATicaldriveoff.com is our webpage. Check us out there. Or the Facebook pages. The Facebook pages, you'll see the builds in progress. The guys are posting of what they're doing, the new product coming in and all that stuff. So pretty exciting.
Was Son of a Fink, did they have a car to the left of the shell stage this year?
Yeah, they were. When you walked out of the Discovery booth, you tripped over his car.
Yeah.
He had that Willys.
I had pictures of it. It was really nice looking. Stood out.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I thought. I thought the name sounded familiar. Obviously, Rat Fink, all that. But
it was BJ. Now this is his father coming back, Steven. So.
Okay. Yeah.
The builders out of Minnesota that I was talking about, Minnesota Outlaw Customs. They're doing the coach build car. Like I said, 48 Studebaker Champion, windshield pillars and cowl, and they're hand fabbing the rest of the car. I wish I'd have printed off some of the renderings for you guys, because this thing looks like a Bugatti. Looks like something Rick Dorn would throw together. I mean, exceptionally nice car. Team Montana, Brian Hinneman, they're doing a 72 Jeep Commando. This thing is on the ground. I mean, slammed on the ground. Big block Chev, overdrive tranny. I mean, another Jeep Commando. Well, imagine that thing slammed on the ground. Another one that you don't normally see, but these guys are cutting this stuff up so hard that it's like, what is that? Well, like last year with the Griffins, Jacob rolled in with that Gremlin, Mogwai, I think it was. That stopped. It was in the colors booth. People literally stopped. They couldn't swallow the fact that was a Gremlin. It's a Gremlin.
Right.
It's like, that is unreal. And that's what they're doing. They're reproportioning these cars. That recipe, that hot rod old T-bucket recipe, the short rear end, the cab, and that long stretch front, they're applying this recipe to other vehicles now that have never seen this before, and it's stunning. I mean, that's
why people were stopping in their tracks. It looked like the green black Prudhomme, the yellow dragster, that front end dragster with the rear section of a Gremlin. I mean, who would have thought of that? It's a beautiful build, not a rat rod by any way, shape, or form, but radical.
Gone radical for sure.
I saw they were showing that at the World of Wheels. I think it was last weekend.
They're somewhere at a World. They're going to be at Detroit Autorama this weekend.
Yeah, they're there now.
Yeah, must be taking it on the circuit.
Yeah, I think they were invited over. So I mean, when you're invited to that show, you definitely.
Yeah.
Bryan, his father, Jacob's dad, he's tentatively in the build-off right now. They're running so hard with Jacob stuff that he threw his name in the hat. He sent a rendering in. It was a C-cab truck, an older C-cab truck, really nice. But with Jacob hitting this circuit this year, I don't know if they're going to have time. So he hasn't given me 100% confirmation if Griffins are back in for this year or not. But I hope they are, because they do build some really nice stuff. So. Team No Sleep out of Kansas. They're cutting up. They got a 72 Blazer that they're stretching over an 04 Denali chassis. So all the creature comforts of a new Denali, but it looks just like a 72 Blazer. LMC stepped.
Yeah, I used to have a 72. I love Blazers.
Now, LMC stepped up through all the new sheet metal at him for that. Nice. So they're stretching all over that 04 Tahoe. That's another killer build. 6.2 LS motor. LMC stepped up hard for him. I'm very impressed with that.
Awesome.
Roy Edwards. This is another really cool build. Bronchosaurus, Team Bronchosaurus. They're taking a 69 Bronco, all new sheet metal. They put the whole body together. They stretch it out, and that recipe, that rail recipe, short back, long front, wheels out front, ahead of the grill, 460 Ford. I mean, it's going to be another one of those scratch your head ones. Whoa, how did they come up with that? And who come up with that? Because they're half nuts, but that is a killer build. So guys are just pulling stuff out of there like you wouldn't believe. Mike
how do you get these builders? How do the builders approach you, or do you approach them to get involved in this?
Well, when a lot of these guys are hearing about us on social networking, and we're getting a lot of people coming in, we're inviting people. If you guys want to do this build off, RATicalDriveOff.com. Go check out the website, RATicalDriveOff@gmail. Send us an email, and we look at what you built in the last 5 years and kind of determine if you're on the verge of being radical enough or not. And we've turned away some builders, and a lot of them are, exceptionally good builders that deserve it. A lot of the guys are the guys that own their own shops and maybe are doing insurance work or muscle car work, and they have to listen to the customer. So they've been listening to the customer for all these years, and they've just been waiting to cut loose on something that they get to do, and they get to cut it up. They don't have to listen to a customer. So these guys have accumulated all these cool things from all these years, and they've kept them, and they've been brewing all this long. Now they get to cut loose and let them out on the street, and they build and drive, and it's been great. They keep finding. The email keeps blowing up. We're finding all kinds of guys from all over the states. We do get a lot of overseas stuff too, but then when they look into shipping, unless you land a main sponsor to get your butt over here, a shipping company, it's $5,000 to $7,000 just to get your car over here in 3 months.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Right. Well, the overseas thing this year too with the coronavirus and all that stuff, I think these guys, stuff coming in from overseas is going to be in quarantine a little longer and is going to sit in customs a little bit longer. So I'm kind of glad no one did step up, because I got a feeling that they're going to get, legalities thrown in their face that their stuff might be tied up in customs a little longer.
Johnny Gilbert from a Street Rodder magazine, he just posted that you stop the coronavirus you just put a little lime in the Corona. It's all good.
Easier to stomach.
Yeah.
He does a lot for Hot Rod still, even though they're not doing the magazine. They're doing the magazine.
Hot Rod's still around. Carcraft got canceled. Street Rodder, 19 magazines got canceled. But Johnny's out at the Detroit Autorama right now.
That was crazy. 18 magazines gone.
One of the things that Brian wants to know, I see him post on social media, how does he get the ears of Hot Rod magazine? He's been trying, right, Brian? That's what I've read. Up
working with those guys, and went on Facebook and posted on their thing, and I literally had all of our builders go through their renderings and all that. We had a chain a mile long. We hear nothing but crickets. I don't know how to reach in there and find the right guy, because a lot of times we can't get past the front desk sometimes. You just got to know someone that knows somebody that knows somebody, and I think Jeff's over there grinning. He knows somebody.
I do, but it's I have a tough time too. It's about being persistent, like I'm telling you, Mike, because I know so I'm going to Colorado last year, and on the plane I'm reading my Hot Rod magazine, and they've got an article about a Cobra. Super cool. I know the guy the only original owner of a big block Cobra that's still in existence, Bruce Camburn, owns CSX 3170. Scott Frazier drives this thing at the autocross and beats the stink out of it. So I talked to the editor of Hot Rod Magazine. Yeah, we'd be interested in this story. And I've been texting him for the past couple of weeks now, and he won't text me back. So it's like I still have a problem getting in touch with these guys too. They're super busy. 19 magazines got canceled, so they're all in a frenzy of what to do with. So I'm in the same boat as you guys. So I'm trying, and yeah, I just persistence alone is omnipotent.
Yeah, we keep trying. I think a squeaky wheel will get to oil sooner or later. So we're just going to keep on. About every week, we'll go back on there, and and I told those guys to post some progress pictures on there, so they're seeing this
100%.
stuff. They won't go to our Facebook page. If we throw it on theirs, they can see that progress happening. And I mean, these builds are, like I said, jaw-dropping builds. So,
Yeah,
jaw-dropping. I remember years ago in the Power Tour, one of the coolest things I saw. It was a complete rat rod, open top and everything, and the cup holders they had were hidden under the dash. They would pivot out, and it was a connecting rod. So the big end of the connecting rod had this thing that went down, and the drink went inside of the big end of the connecting rod. It was the coolest little custom touch that I've seen.
Yep.
So I love the imagination and the creativity of these RATical builders.
yeah.
These guys bringing the creativity, it's just flowing out of a lot of those guys. I mean, they've been sitting watching everyone else build for so long, and they're just like antsy to get their hands in something and build it themselves. So when they do get into it, it's just, you look at the rendering, it's like, well, it evolves. That rendering might not be what it is in the other end because they keep bettering it as they're building it. They keep thinking different angles, more chop, slant this back more, or like Chris Walker, just cut it all up and reproportion it, or like Sean Puz, reinvent the wheel, make your own.
Wow.
So.
Wow. Pretty amazing.
Yep.
I like the creativity. That's what I see, and it makes it interesting. It's not the same car that you see, throughout the car shows that you go to. You see the same thing all the time. So
there are no belly button builds in this event. There is. It isn't the same carbon copy. That the recipe works, and we've seen that used. Like at SEMA, a lot of how many times do you need to see a '69, Camaro done? Yeah. I love F, but that's not a belly button car. So these guys have done up the stuff and reinvented
57
the wheel.
Chevy, 69 Camaro, 32 Ford. They've all been done a billion times.
So like I said, when Walker rolls in with that 57 Chevy this year, you'll hear the world will stop spinning for a second because it is that nice and it is an iconic car. It's a 57 Chevy. That's one of those cars you don't mess with because it's the history of it. But if you can cut it up and make it work, you're going to be a hero. Same with that Mercury. That's one of those holy grail cars you don't derive from the recipe that's always been done. But
all right, I'm on the 2020 RATical Builders website right now. Who is building that Mercury station wagon?
Stephen Barger, Son of Thing Customs. I think on the website it's Stephen. I don't know if he's been sending a lot of stuff in for his video. I know they've been finally sending us some video to the Facebook page and stuff, but try to get these guys to do all this video and stuff. These guys are car builders. That's why I need boots on the ground from a production company that'll put cameras in these guys' shots, because for them to stop building and film themselves, or they forget because they're in the groove and they're just going to town, and here they just built this amazing piece and nothing of it was filmed because they were into it. We need someone there to film these guys and get it out to the world. So,
and BARGER? How do you spell BARGER?
Yes. You'll be Steven.
Just trying to find it.
I want to see this thing.
Their car was cool last year. I like that. I mean,
he's got actual pictures of it as they're chopping the top and laying the windshield back and putting the roof on. And they're actually putting a Mark 7 Lincoln sunroof in it also into the roof. So
wow.
They're knocking it out of the park.
Yeah.
They're doing a full on that one.
All right, lots of pictures of his Chevelle, but I don't see any of his and Fred Flintstones, but no Chevelle.
It might be top secret. Could be top secret.
Well, our Facebook page, International RATical Deal, like I said, they're posting live video of them actually cutting that thing up. So,
all right, Mike, you'll have to tag me if you find a picture of it, Mike. I won't tag me in it, or I want to check out this Merc.
I wish
Pretty
I would
sure
have.
I've seen it. They might have their. I wonder if they have their own Facebook page. I know I came across it.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
Facebook page.
Because, like you
Yeah.
said, Mercury, 49 to 51, they are iconic. It's like the pharaohs in American graffiti. And if you screw one up, you are going to be ridiculed and chastised until my throat is raw and sore. You will not live it down for the rest of your life. So I need to see this thing.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, like I said, they're going to knock it out of the park, and I mean, this will raise the bar higher in the Merc scene because who makes a wagon out of? I mean, it's that Holy Grail car you don't want to cut up, but if you do,
Yeah.
you're a hero. So
Yeah.
they're going to.
It's like one of these. Another thing that I want to see now is Ford's got a new 7.3 liter engine that everyone's been talking about. It's going to make all this power. It's going to take over the LS scrapyard. Yeah, whatever. But I want to see one of these Ford 7 liters get built.
Yeah. I'm sure someone will. If somebody got it sooner or later, it'll turn up as an event. I'm sure.
100%.
So yeah.
100%. Yep.
I remember about that motor. I'm trying to think what that motor is called. What is that motor called again? They have a name for it.
Oh, I don't know. I know the Coyote, but I don't know what the 7.3 is yet.
Yeah, this was like I don't know. I saw the name. Beast or something. I don't know. Something like that.
Yeah.
All right, Brian, you got more guys?
I got 4 builders. Rodal Performance, a Mike out of Washington State. He's doing a 30 Buick sedan. Power trained motor, Studebaker power. 259 speed overdrive. So that'll be pretty unique. He's building this with his two sons. So it's a family event for him. That's really cool. Austin, cool. The Dream Team out of Iowa. This is a husband and wife team. They're doing a 40 Dodge truck, but they're taking a sedan and they're making a pickup cab out of it. They're doing a gasser version of it. 383, 5-speed, 4 9-inch. It'll be a gasser that is one of one because, it's a sedan that's been made into a truck. So, cool build. Ryan Davis out of Oregon. That's the one that's doing the Metro rod. He's doing a Metro rail. He stretched out the front end on that. Got a blown Hemi, like a 391, I do believe, is an old power dome Hemi, I think it was. Well, that Metro, that's the Metro. But did he stretch that front end out? So, I mean, look at the rendering of it again. It's just like Metro.
I mean, not a Geo Metro, but the Metropolitan Dash.
Yeah.
Wow.
Stretch that really out on that. That's a sleeper build.
One of my dad's friends from the Air Force was John Holinsky, like 6'6", big Air Force guy. That's what his blue and white, the little Metropolitan Nash. It's like a clown getting out of that car, the big guy, the little car. It was, yeah.
They got a shoehorn to get it.
Exactly, yeah.
A William Bodine, Acme Auto and Gas, or Acme Gas and Oil, excuse me. They're doing a 62 Galaxy station wagon, Galaxy 500 station wagon, a Woody wagon, but they're putting a Power Stroke diesel in it. Same thing, slammed on the ground, family event, husband and wife, and they building this car dedicated to their children that they had were premature. They lost 2 of them, I'm sorry to say, and this is a dedicated build to them. So this really means a lot to this family. It means a lot. We're going to do a tribute to these people. They're good folks.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah, again, I saw posts from them. So I must be seeing all your stuff.
Well, we've been pounding on the guys to make sure to get everything out. So, a Chris Jensen out of Portland, Oregon, Doghouse Customs. Yeah. They are doing a 63 Grand Prix Pro Touring, 5.3 Gen 5 LT. Let's see. It's LT, or it's a 5.3 LS motor, I do believe.
Yeah, LS 5.3.
Air ride on the ground, just a nip in the hood, just enough for the turbos to stick out, so you kind of get that what's underneath that hood deal, Len Boschman out of Manitoba, Canada. They are doing pretty cool build. This is iconic. This is a piece of American pop culture. They're doing 61 Ford Alkaline, but they're doing the Scooby-Doo Mystery Machine out of it.
I love it.
Power stroke diesel, Dana 80 in the back, air rides on the ground. That's what I told him too. When you do a piece of pop culture like that, you're going to get just people sticking to it like moths to a light bulb just because it's the Scooby Doo. I mean, everybody grew up with that. And so everyone's going to want to check it out because it's a piece of pop culture, you know.
And we would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for you meddling kids.
You know,
How is we going to fit that a diesel? How's it going to fit a diesel in that thing? Because the engine went in between the driver and passenger, and diesel engines aren't very compact. So what the heck, man?
got to check out the Facebook page. He's got pictures.
Oh,
It's
gee.
cramped. Got it in there.
All right.
Wow.
We got another one out of Arizona, Rianne Earls. They're doing a 30 Model A with a 292 Y-block tri-power setup. They're doing a music theme. So it's like everything in the vehicle. The gauges have little instruments in it. The arms and the gauges are the guitars, and it's a music instrument theme. He's going to have a sound system in it with a mixing board in the very back. I mean, this guy. So we're going to have mobile tunes with this dude here. Or gal.
Wow.
It's his daughter. Kenny built for us last year with the kids, the youth program, and they built a Anglia panel, an early Anglia panel truck, station wagon. And they did the dual drive, 2 steering wheels, 2 sets of brakes, 2 sets of pedals on the floor. So you have 2 sets. So it was So when you're driving down the road, you got 2 people literally running steering wheels.
Sounds like an airplane.
Gene actually helped him on that. They went out to Gene's shop in Mojave, and they did his nose for that build. Gene helped him hammer that out. Gene's more than happy to help those kids. So it's really cool to have Gene involved.
Yeah.
Ron Lauer with the team's smartest dumb guys out of Kentucky. They're doing a 35 hump mobile.
Oh,
He's another one. He does frame chassis build up himself, so he's doing all of that himself, all out of round tubing. No frame from the back of the cab back. There will be no frame on it. It's elliptical. He's a chassis builder. He's built some crazy stuff. When I went to SEMA 2015, I brought a modular frame from him, plate frame tied together from front to rear. It was mind-boggling, and it literally stopped people in their tracks at SEMA. The people were crawling on their hands and knees to check out the frame on my rat rod. So it's pretty impressive. Paul Lyons out of Maryland. Sorry, guys, I'm not getting everyone's info 100%. He's doing a 20 style Phaeton, small box Chev, overdrive tranny. Sort of on the Munster mobile in a way. I think it's going to be an open cab front and a closed cab in the rear. I do believe. I haven't got a lot of info on him. That's just by his a little bit of the info in the rendering I got. Mike Short out of California. This is something that I don't have a lot of information on. I did run the rendering off on this. He's a 4x4 guy. He's doing an International Cargo Star 4x4, but something a little bit different.
It seems like oh my God, that looks like one of those, almost a Unimog.
Yeah, sort of.
That old Jeep, that Steelweed Jeep. That is badass. You got something for everyone. A Studebaker, a Mercury, a K5 Blazer, a Bronco. I mean, wow.
Yeah, like I said, we're opening this up to anybody who's building it themselves and want to drive it. So we're not holding anybody into a certain year bracket or something like that. You know, so actually we have Bradley Gray out of North Carolina. If you've heard of Blown Mafia.
Oh, yeah. They've got the green, not Impala, the green and I've seen those. Oh, yeah.
He's building a Scion or a Zion, one of those little square buggers.
No way.
You bet, blown, twin turbo, that thing, the blower would be above the roof, I'm sure. But he's got to drive it now. 1,500 miles.
Amazing.
That is craziness, you know, all this power. Yeah. And now you got to make it streetable. So he's probably going to have to.
So you just said you can build any car you want. I'm calling out anybody with a Tesla. If you've got a Tesla, I want to see this RATical. Make it RATical.
Yep. You got to build it. So, I mean, you got to, do some modifications to it, cut that sucker, make it your own.
So cool.
One more here. We'll get Lee Bowles down south. I don't have his exact address. They're doing a crew cab Model A, turbo diesel in it, full tube, custom frame. A lot of fab. Everybody is hitting it out of the park. I mean, these guys aren't bringing in something that just had rims thrown on it. They're reinventing the wheel. They're cutting the wheel up.
It seems like a lot of diesels.
Yes, there's quite a few diesels again this year. We've had a few diesel companies step up and help these guys out. BD Diesel stepped up through offers to all the guys, 25% across the board.
Nice.
So we're getting companies to step up that are seeing these guys build and they want their product in them, so they're cutting them a deal.
So once you guys make the road trip from Lincoln out to SEMA, you're all parked. Do you have a map? Is there do you put it on the website of if somebody wants to see all 23 of these cars, SEMA will let you park together. So how does one go about seeing all the builds?
You'll go to the website, radicaldriveoff.com.
All right.
And post a list of driver and booth number. If they're blue lot, out front, inside, hot rod alley. So we have logistics on a map so people can go through and see all of them. Because, with 23 builds, you're going to be beating feet.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Gene's rascal is going to burn his battery out the time he gets to see all of them.
Yeah, 100%. There was a car, I don't even remember what the car was. I think it was a Jesse James build. Anyways, it was some car that I had to see. Oh, no, Curry. Curry rear ends. I think the son of Mr. Curry had built this nasty Camaro Pro Touring or autocross car, bare bones race car, and I couldn't find it anywhere. So it's like, yeah, if it's not on a list or if it's not on a map at SEMA, most of it, you may miss it.
Yeah, it's like, I'll just walk around and I'll find it. Yeah, good luck with that.
Good luck. Yeah.
We stuck, I think last year was 56 miles on in 4 days walking.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, if you haven't ever been to SEMA, bring good shoes because you're going to need them because you're going to be walking a lot. So.
And do your neck exercises because you're going to be neck going a lot.
Your head, you have a sore neck by the end of the day from jerking it around so much. There's so much stuff to see at SEMA that it's unreal.
You just got to watch out. Mike walks around with his entourage at SEMA. He's got his entourage around him and the cameras. You should see this guy. I mean, he's a big deal.
I know. You got to make an appointment to get at him. No.
Exactly.
So does Steve Darnell do the trophy presentation or the year? Or is that just,
the very first year, Steve had helped us do the presentation, and then he got so wrapped up in Vegas Rat Rods and all that, his shop and stuff going on, that we kind of he was doing his own thing. So Steve Mank had stepped up. If anyone knows Steve Mank, back in the day, all the Dukes of Hazzard cars, the Fall Guy truck, the Kit car, all the Hollywood cars from back in the 80s, early 90s.
That Fall Guy truck.
Yeah. He had his fingers in all that stuff, it seemed like. And he stepped up. He found us at SEMA Ignite in, I do believe it was 16. And he says that he's always looking for the new big thing. What are you guys up to? What's going on in the scene? Or something's going to come out that's going to be hot and new. And he latched on to us, and he's been helping us. He's been out on the road. He's heading for Detroit right now. And he normally, when he's at the car shows, if we have a builder there, he'll do an interview with our builder. So he's our roving reporter on the road. And he's been helping us out tremendously. He's been talking with SEMA, with Wade Kawasaki and all that stuff, so we don't step on anybody's toes, and everyone stays happy. Got to keep the politics civil here. So.
Yeah, I love the build that they did. I think it was a 55 Chevy, and it was a Tri-5, whatever it was, green. But they had the blower or the induction coming through the hood, and all the metal came out. Looked like that the hood just got put down over it was just very nicely done.
Blown right out, yeah.
Yep.
Really nice builds. A lot of them, he really had dominated the diesel scene. He brought a lot of that to the forefront because a lot of the, hot rods didn't have diesels in them. Well, he kind of turned that around, So the diesel business really took off, and I think a lot of it is to do with Steve Darnell putting that stuff on the street, and everyone wants to blow coal now. It seems like we always got a couple under that are, someone will come alongside, they're taking pictures, and they just blow the coal on him, and it's. Get out of the way, boys! They can't see, That's pretty funny.
Yeah, I remember seeing them, doing the donuts and that thing with all
the D-Rod, back in the day.
Yeah.
I was doing that night in 14 when it was downtown, and he went out and he whipped the cookies and stuff for probably 15, 20 minutes there, and everyone was just amazed. Then he moved it up to right by the convention center, which was a lot smarter. So many people run out of gas going downtown. It was unreal. You had Lambos and all these fancy foreign cars and these show cars running out of gas on the way down to, I think it was Paris, where the big circus Ferris wheel is.
Ferris wheel.
Yeah, that's where it was. The big night show was the very first year down there. And then they moved it to the convention center right there across the street. Now it's in the platinum lot, I think it is.
Something like
If
that.
you,
Yeah.
you probably don't know what happened to me. I sat in the car, 55 Chev, 3.5 hours. SEMA, we were gonna go through Ignited, and they turned us out of there. Like 30 cars got turned out of there. Didn't get to drive through, and sat 3.5 hours in the car and got turned away.
We had a few of our builders that had sat also, and they were pretty hot. It's like, well, I think it was actually the guys from New Zealand and Australia. The guy from Australia did get in. I think New Zealand did get in. They had shut it off before. I think some tuner cars were doing the revving it up, rev limiter with the nitrous, and it was banging so loud. I think the cops thought it was some fireworks or someone shooting guns, and they literally shut off that parking lot. Which in Vegas, after that shooting happening, they were just being safe and precautions, so they shut the lot down, and so the lot wasn't as full as it normally gets. Ignited wasn't as packed in as what it normally is. It was still fun.
That's what happened. We got turned away, so we never even got to go. I was really bummed. The guy we were with, he had his car, trailered all the way from Florida. You pay, $6 or $7 grand to get it hauled there. He doesn't get to drive it through. He was mad.
Yeah, it's nice to do the drive-through there, and everybody's waving, and it's kind of a parade. You go through there. We were pitching out. We threw out 120 shirts out 2 years ago at SEMA Ignite as we were doing the parade. And a lot of people don't really do any of that stuff, but we were trying to spread the word, get RU out there, so we pitched 120 of them.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then you also got that Terry Wilson did that little video with Cobblestone Customs. They had that was a truck, and Chip Foose broke down right in front of him with a C10 pickup.
Yep.
And he jumped on their ride and was talking to Terry through the window.
Yep.
That was a monumental moment.
Well, Chip rode in on the running board, but he made it in. So
yeah, that's pretty cool.
Cool.
But all right, anything else we want to talk about, or we call it a day?
I got all my plug lines and stuff.
Here we go.
Kind of the history of it, We started this in 2016 with 3 builders. 2017 we had 4 builders. 2018 we had 7. 19 we had 14. 2020 we have 23. The progression of this is crazy. This is the new production.
Are you going to cap it off? Is it ever going to get too big? Are we going to have 50 builders, or is there a limit?
I don't know. We're going to see how big it gets. If it does get too big, we'll probably break up the drive where all of the build vehicles won't be in one convoy. If we get, like this year, we're going to have 23 vehicles in a row to move with the lead car and the support vehicle. So you're looking at 25, and then all the support vehicles, the trailers behind that. So if we get probably more than that, we're probably going to want to break up that build crew into like 2 sections maybe and travel with like a dozen or 15 if we're going to, or if we have 50, it'll be 25 and 25. But for right now, I don't want to put a cap on it. I want this thing to grow. I want this thing to turn into a monster. Because it's potential here, because they're not going to be able to deny it. If we start rolling in with 50 people, they're not going to be able to deny this. This is happening. This is real reality right here. It don't get no better.
Here's something you got to think of is, I know you said you've got a Nissan Sag wagon, or the Nissan van that trails behind. You got to have Nissan or Ford or Chevy or somebody come up with donate a van and then have a shop customize it or radicalize it.
Well, so we had out of Thunder Bay, I can't remember his name right off the top now, I'm going to make me mad, but he got a new Nissan van, and they did the wrap for us. We took everybody's sponsor, that all of our builder sponsors, whoever got it at SEMA, that all went on. So everybody's logo, the traveling billboard. So when they filmed on the street, all these builds go by, and the last thing that goes by is a van with everyone's logo. So we're rolling. So we're just trying to, throw love out to our sponsors as much as you can to get their name out. This is what it's all about, is getting them exposure. So,
cool.
Like I said, this is the first time an event like this has ever been done that I know of. It's the David Goliath thing, where we can bring in small builders and we stick them up against someone like Bradley Gray, Blower Mafia. So you have the smaller guy bringing in a build that is going to be put up against someone that has, maybe 6 figures into the car. That doesn't matter.
And I can't believe, the Blower Mafia is building a Scion. A Scion, come on. Yeah, he's going to drive at 15. It's going to be nuts. Yeah.
Oh, especially with that motor, because I mean he can't hardly see out the windshield anyways.
Anyways, yeah.
And all that, so I mean, it'll be interesting.
Wow.
It'll be a fun drive off this year. We get this many guys rolling together. Let's hope that Jeremy up front doesn't have any Lambos come up on or anything like that. We can just have a nice 30-mile-an-hour drive into town. No more. I don't think that the troopers ever thought. They pulled over a convoy of like 40 vehicles, and we all pulled over. So I mean, just that and the filming aspect of it. Our guy was out. Tim Prokop was filming it from every different direction because that's good reality TV.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's real. It's real reality.
Yep.
That's out.
No tickets though.
RATicaldriveoff.com. Check out our website. RATicalDriveoff@gmail. Send me in your entries. We'll look at all builders who want to build. Send in your craziest ideas. If you could think it and you can build it and you can drive it, get a hold of me. We'll let you entertain the whole world.
And it's RATical, RATical, RATicaldriveoff.com.
Yes.
There you go. Thanks for that,
Thank-
Jeff.
Thanks for coming on, Brian.
That's why I have a co-host. His name is, he's pretty good.
I need help too with all the stuff I got going just to keep all my stuff because I keep forgetting stuff. If it wouldn't have been for my staff, help me out with the cheat sheets so I remember all this stuff. And I said, with my shop going on and doing this event with 23 builders, trying to keep everyone happy, everyone moving forward, it gets kind of crazy at times. But we do hard for a living, man. So this is it.
Yeah.
Keep moving forward.
Well, it's been great talking to you.
Yeah, thanks for coming
I
on.
guess we can hopefully, we'll definitely run into you at SEMA.
Oh,
I
yes,
just gotta
for
make
sure.
sure. I gotta get my real ID so I can make sure I can fly because I'm flying in. But
Oh, yeah. Why don't you just come to Lincoln, Nebraska and ride in with us?
Exactly.
There you
with my
go.
schedule, I wish I could, but my schedule I can't. I take off
I
the
know.
week for SEMA, and I spend it at SEMA, so I can't take
Yeah.
2 weeks in a row off. Just won't work. I wish
That's
I
the
could.
truth.
It'd be awesome.
For the build-off, too, these guys end up taking off about 16 days, 18 days.
Yeah,
You
I can't get that. I can't.
all around.
I can't get that much time off. It just can't, unfortunately.
We just
I'm
got to get the
selfish.
Car Show Nationals to blow up, and then you can quit your day job.
That's what I'd love to do. I'd love to do that.
We'll make it happen.
All right. Well, thanks a lot for joining us, Brian.
Yeah,
And,
thanks, Mike.
We'll keep up and posting of what I'll share whatever you guys post. I'll share it.
Sure.
Try to keep the name out there, of course. So
Appreciate your help. Nice
All right,
meeting you.
and,
You too, Brian. Take care. We'll see you next time.
You bet.